I have never seen in my lifetime or in modern political history any presidential candidate trying to discredit the elections and the election process before votes have even taken place.
I would just like to know what you can say to reassure us that this election will not be rigged or stolen.
Well, I tell you what, it helps in Ohio that we got Democrats in charge of the machines. But look, I come from Chicago, so I want to be honest. It's not as if it's just Republicans who have monkeyed around with elections in the past. Sometimes Democrats have too. You know, whenever people are in power, they have this tendency to try to, tilt things in their direction. When I was a lawyer, I practiced voting rights law and filed a lot of lawsuits. In Illinois, I helped to make sure that you could go ahead and get registered at driver's license facilities at the DMV. And so I've been working on this for a long time.
There is no serious person out there who would suggest somehow that you could even rig America's elections, in part because they're so decentralized and the numbers of votes involved. There's no evidence that that has happened in the past or that there are instances in which that will happen this time.
Well, now we have 4 million, Steve, ineligible and dead voters on American voter rolls, according to the Pew Charitable Trust. That's too many, and it's going to affect the election.
Donald Trump has made the rigged system a centerpiece in his campaign, and now there are new concerns after a report showing that 16 U.S. states, 16 of them, have used voting machines tied to leftist billionaire George Soros in the past. Just how concerned should we be? For a moment, let's go to the former Lieutenant Governor of New York, Betsy McCaughey. Betsy, apparently a significant number of states will be controlled, voting machines in 16 states controlled by a company tied directly to George Soros and his personal quest for open borders.
That's right. This really bears investigating.
The Smartmatic machines used in Venezuela are widely suspected of, though never proven conclusively, to be susceptible to fraud.
That's right. We've got to look into this. But by the way, there's already an airtight case against Soros trying to tilt this election, steal this election using his money. He's very close to Hillary Clinton. He is pouring millions of dollars into third-party organizations like a super PAC called Priorities USA. And those groups are performing dirty tricks as the election approaches at the direct command of the Clinton campaign. That's against the law. So here's a complaint filed with the Federal Election Commission last Friday, outlining what George Soros's group and others are doing, violating the law. They're using money, for example, to pay, this is so pathetic, mentally ill people and homeless people to show up at Trump events, cause violence. They're handing them homemade looking signs that say Trump is a racist. It's the same kind of dirty tricks George Soros used 2 years ago in the European parliamentary elections. We've seen this playbook before.
Okay, so you've got these groups that are doing the dirty tricks, plus you've got the possibility of voting machines in 16 different states. What do you make of that?
It's very disturbing. That, along with the media complicity, we know the New York Times has come out and directly disavowed any journalistic standards. They say, we're not going to be fair. We are taking down Donald Trump because, in our view, he's a demagogue. Never mind that the voters have the choice.
Well, that's Donald Trump's point. He says the system is rigged. Betsy McCaughey, thank you very much for joining us.